How are you feeling this morning?
A little numb. I mean, I don't know how you would expect someone to feel. I mean, if they told you tomorrow you're dying, how would you feel? After 28 years of this, it's been in this box for 28 years. It's a release. My punishment's over. They can't hurt me.
How you're going to be, at 9:30 tomorrow morning? Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
And how?
I'm all right with it, but like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up. And let me kill the rest of those guys to turn me into a serial killer. I know they did, because I was no professional serial killer or anything, murderer or whatever you want to call it, It wasn't professional at what I was doing.
Eileen,
I did some sloppy work, and I left
How have you prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Sonic pressure.
And every time I was trying to write something, I think they had some kind of eye in the cell, I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up.
Fight for your life.
I just don't care to.
Are you sorry?
For the victim?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you? Anyone in particular?
Especially the one that was the 11-year-old girl way back in 1967. And even doing that 5-year sentence, that wasn't enough. But it affected me, just also because I not suffered, but I thought about it.
Japanese mythical beings you never knew existed. It's late at night and you're in a public bathroom. You're finished doing your business when you realize there's no toilet paper. Lucky for you, a figure comes up to your stall and asks if you want red paper or blue paper. What a weird question, but he's your only hope at having a clean bottom. You say red paper. He busts in and slices you up until you're drenched in your own blood. Rewind. You say blue paper, and he busts in and strangles you until you're blue in the face. This figure is called akamanto, or red cloak in English. And asking for different colored paper besides the red or blue that he offers will result in him dragging you to hell. Asking for yellow paper in particular will have him drowning you in the toilet. The only way to beat him is to simply ignore him. He'll walk away eventually. You'll still have no toilet paper, but at least you're alive. Here's Akamanto and Hanako-san. Like for more content about Japanese mythical beings, bye!
Creepy videos on the internet, part 199.
I'm dead ass fucking serious. This is freaking me the fuck out. My fucking lens. Dude, I'm actually freaking out. Dude, this shit. I'm gonna. Dude, it gets more.
That thing looks like it's looking right at us like this. Like this. Look at it.
What the? Okay. Yeah. Nah, to the hell nah.
This is among the scariest film scenes you will ever see. This man works at a mannequin factory. He noticed a strange man talking to a plastic mannequin on a bench as he was making his way home. The mannequin turned its head in an extreme way. The man fled from the scene in fear. The next day, when they looked over the inventory, they came upon a mannequin in a strange stance and were so startled that they nearly wet their pants. They were scared and really anxious. On his route to the subway station at night, the man unexpectedly ran into the mannequin once again. It looks that the mannequin was waiting for the man and pursued him endlessly. The mannequin moved slowly, yet the man felt his goosebumps at his eerie position. After reaching a dead end while sprinting, the man was immediately followed by the mannequin. The man knocked the mannequin to the ground, breaking it into pieces. He believed that everything was over. As he ran, his body started to feel more rigid. Looking at his hands, which were gradually turning into plastic, he noticed the strange man who appeared to be waiting for him.
Do you have an insatiable yearning for power, fame, and fortune? Do not create a hinagami. Hinagami translates to doll spirit. They're super powerful and grant their owners' wishes. Hinagami are eager to please their owners. As soon as a wish is granted, be it for power, fame, or fortune, the hinagami will demand what's next. The cycle continues endlessly. Even after death, hinagami follow their owners to hell and torment them for all eternity. Here's how to create a hinagami. Every night for 3 years, collect the dirt from graves that have been trampled on by the people during the day. For particularly strong hinagami, collect dirt from 7 different graveyards in 7 different towns. Once the dirt is collected, mix it with human blood until it becomes clay-like. Mold the clay into a doll shape that represents a god or spirit that you worship. Leave the doll on a busy road until it's trampled by 1,000 people. When you go to retrieve the doll, you'll find that it has become a hinagami.
This mother and her 10-month-old baby were murdered by the cartel. 16-year-old Alyssa Perez was found deceased holding her 10-month-old baby Nicholas in a ditch in Tulare, California. Officers arrived to the home around 4 a.m. after someone called police about a large number of gunshots. When they entered the home, they found another victim in the doorway, and there were 3 more bodies inside, including an older woman. All the victims were murdered by a gunshot to the head, and 2 other women actually survived by hiding in a nearby trailer. It's been said that Alyssa tried to run away with her baby, but then she was found and murdered. Investigators believe that this was a gang-related attack and that they were trying to send a message. But after further investigation, police records revealed that the week prior, a search warrant was done on the property and guns, marijuana, and meth were found, which is why they concluded that this crime was drug-related. Police also mentioned that the manner and swiftness of the killings suggested that the men were experienced in murder.
Sarah. For everything you've done to me. Sarah. For everything you've done to me. Sarah. Fuck you. Sarah. Fuck you. Sarah. Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Do you believe in coincidences? In 1975, a young boy of 17 lost his life in a tragic accident while riding his moped. Shockingly, this accident occurred exactly 1 year after when his 17-year-old brother met the same fate, riding the same moped, in the same intersection, at the hands of the same taxi driver, carrying the same passenger. The devastating story of the Skin and Neville, the twin brothers, is an unbelievable tale of coincidence. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand in his car triggered the onset of World War I. Notably, the license plate number of the car he was traveling in was a 11-11-18. Interestingly, November 11th, 1918 was the exact date on which World War I came to an end. Now let me ask you again.
Did you know that Chris Watts, the man who killed his entire family in 2018, has seen his daughter's spirit in his jail cell? In the book Letters from Christopher, author Sherilyn Cattle claims that she received a letter from Chris where he details seeing his daughter in a dream in his jail cell. In this dream, he claims to have seen his daughter Cece dancing on the chair next to his bed in the cell. And he claims that while he saw her dancing in the jail cell, the folders and other items he had sitting there started to move by themselves. In the same book, he also claims to have talked to his dead wife, who he murdered, on the phone from prison. There are multiple articles talking about this happening online, and it's also reported that the only things he's allowed to have in his cell are photos of his family and a Bible. He's also stated in the past that he hopes to be reconnected with his family one day, but I don't know if that's going to happen. If you want to hear more of the paranormal claims surrounding the Watts murders, go listen to my podcast, Murder in America. Our episode is 1 hour and 20 minutes long, and we go super in depth in the case file. And I guarantee if you listen to our podcast, you'll learn new things that you've never heard or seen before.
This nun was the only woman in history to have her head put on a spike at London Bridge. Hello, we're back in one of London's many graveyards. And what are graveyards full of? Yes, bodies, but also stories. So this is Greyfriars Churchyard, and it's home to the tragic figure of Elizabeth Barton. Now, Barton started life as your regular old 16th century peasant, but at 19 she started having visions of the future, predicting events such as the death of a child or the dangers of leaving the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church agreed, and soon she would become a professional nun, attracting pilgrims from far and wide to hear her visions. This soon attracted the attention of people in high places, and she was even brought before Henry VIII. Now, at the time, Elizabeth's prophecies condemned rebellion, which Henry couldn't agree more with, but then she started predicting that if the king got a divorce, he would die within a month and props go to hell, which Henry, famous lover of having multiple wives, was less of a fan of. Following a smear campaign to discredit her, Elizabeth was arrested and executed on the 20th of April for treason. Henry, keen to make an example of her, had her head put on a spike at London Bridge, but her body was buried right here in Greyfriars.
This is a horrifying story of the girl who went to the gym and never made it home. Molly McLaren was a 23-year-old student from Kent. She met Joshua Stimpson on Tinder in 2016 and they started dating. After 7 months of dating, Molly decided to end the relationship with Joshua. Following this, she received these text messages from him. Not long after this, Joshua was captured on CCTV buying a pickaxe and a knife. On the 29th of June, Molly posted on her Instagram account that she was heading to the gym. This is where things take a turn. She then texts her mother that Joshua had turned up to the gym and randomly started working out next to her. You can see in this image here that she sent to her mother just how close Joshua really was to Molly. Molly was obviously frightened and she even told her mother she was worried that Joshua might hurt her. Joshua then proceeded to leave the gym before Molly had finished her workout. He headed to the car park and waited there for Molly to leave the gym. He then approached her vehicle and as Molly was entering her car, he proceeded to murder her with the weapons he had previously bought, wounding her 75 times. Joshua was then sentenced to life in prison.
What are some of the craziest things that people have confessed to at the end of their lives? Well, in this series, I'm going to show you some of the wildest stories I found. And I cover all sorts of spooky and true crime stuff on this page, so make sure you follow along. So this story comes from a woman who was helping her mother at the end of her mother's life. The woman actually lived in Europe, but her mom lived in China, so when she got the call that her mother wasn't doing very well, she made the long journey all the way back. And right when she gets there, her mother asks all the doctors and nurses to leave the room. She apparently wanted to be absolutely alone with her daughter. So the daughter's like, "What's up? Are you okay?" And the mom tells her she knows she doesn't have a lot of time left, so there's something she really wants to tell her. Her mother proceeds to tell her that she's not actually her biological mother. And obviously this comes as like a huge shock to the daughter, but it's nothing compared to what came next. The mother proceeds to tell her that when she was younger, she really wanted to have her own kids, but unfortunately she just wasn't able to get pregnant. And not only that, but she didn't have a lot of money, so going through an adoption agency wasn't necessarily an option. So she actually bought the daughter off the black market for adopted children in China, meaning she didn't know if the daughter's adopted parents gave her up willingly or if someone had taken her to put her on the black market. The mother actually passed away just shortly after that, and we haven't gotten any update from the poster if she got any more information on her biological family.
This is the most deadliest article of clothing ever. These are shark skin gloves made from the skin of the basking shark. The catch is, once you put them on, you can't take them off. The inside of the gloves are lined with hundreds of thorns, and removing them would give you the sensation of 10,000 fishhooks tearing away at your skin. And I'm not just exaggerating, that is what his website actually says. The creator of these deadly gloves is artist and fashion designer Sruli Rekt, based out of Iceland. Named a lasting impression on his website and sold for around $720. The description of the gloves says this: the gloves are a lifelong commitment once a person wears them. You can put the gloves on, but to remove them would mean to cut them. Gloves for life or for one wear. The ultimate and final commitment. And these shark skin gloves aren't even close to the craziest thing he's ever made. If you think those are crazy, just wait until I show you the ring he made out of his own stomach.
Used for science experiments? I would say so.
This is a YouTube video posted by someone calling himself Funky Fathead.
You can see a much more stable fracture.
He says he's using a computerized tone generator to open a vortex, a portal in time and space.
Somewhere in the States.
The video caught the attention of this man who posts videos from his home in England. He calls himself Hidden Underbelly.
He went on to experiment with portals and sound frequencies.
Hidden Underbelly spoke to us via Facebook messaging after this video racked.
Did you know that in hell, Lucifer is supported by 6 other demons who rule hell together with him, including the demon Beelzebub, who is called the Lord of the Flies? Let me explain. In different works of literature, Beelzebub is considered to be one of the 7 princes of hell. In the book Admirable History, Beelzebub is said to have been a prince of the seraphim, which are the highest ranking angels, and was expelled from heaven along with Lucifer and now rules over hell. According to the book of Abramelin, Beelzebub is one of the 8 sub-princes of hell who helped the 4 princes of demons rule over hell and the demons that reside there. In the treatise on confessions by evildoers and witches, Beelzebub is said to be the personification of the sin of gluttony. And most interestingly, in the Book of Kings, Beelzebub is said to be the god of the Philistines. Fun fact, it was actually the book Dictionnaire Infernal which gives Beelzebub the name the Lord of the Flies.
Can I show you a scary video? No, because this video literally made me jump. And it also had a bunch of news articles written about it. Personally, I found this video during my Twitch stream through one of their videos, La Huella del Terror. Apparently this video comes from South Africa, and it was posted on August 29th, 2022. So in the video, a couple starts to hear strange sounds at 3 a.m, and then this happens.
Baby. Baby, come on, see. Baby, baby. Babe. See, one. It's only. Shh, come on, see. What's that? Baby.
This is how Japan was made according to Shinto beliefs. Spoiler alert, it includes incest. There were once 2 god siblings called Izanami and Izanagi. One day they decided to create an island, and that island became Japan. Izanami and Izanagi then fell in love, and every time they made love, they created the kamis or spirits for the oceans, hills, mountains, and forests of Japan. One day, Izanami dies after giving birth to the kami of fire, and she is sent to Yomi no Kuni, or the underworld. Izanagi is heartbroken, so he goes to the entrance of Yomi no Kuni to beg Izanami to come back. And Izanami replies that she's already eaten the food of Yomi no Kuni, so she cannot return, but she will plead with the kami of the underworld. She may be let go, but until then, Izanagi must promise not to look at her. Well, Izanagi got impatient and goes into the underworld to check to see if Izanami is okay, and what he saw was terrifying. I don't have enough time to say the full story, but like for part 2. I'll see you next time. Bye!